In this video, we're going to talk about our blog's appearance and adding plugins. Now, let's just go look at what our blog looks like right now. Okay, here's what our blog looks like out of the box with what it has on it right now. It has some sample posts. It's using the default theme, and it has all this stuff on the side that we can take control of as well. Okay, so that's what it looks like now. Now, if you go to Appearance, you can work with the default theme by going into Theme Options, and you can set several different things in here. How you want the content lined up, different link colors. You can use a different color scheme here. You can also change the header. Okay, so you can create a header and then you can upload it. Just browse for it and upload it. Okay, so it says 1,000 pixels wide and 288 in height. You can also choose one of the headers they have here, and then any header text you want to put underneath there, and the text color and the background. Okay, now we're just talking about the default theme right now, so you can change the background of your blog by uploading a background here, or you can change the background color. Okay, but you can also choose different themes. So if you want to go to Themes, you'll see at the top it says Install Themes. Now, if you've created a specialized blog, you might want to find a theme more appropriate for your subject matter. You can also just search for different formats by using the check marks down here and doing a search. Now, what we can do instead, since my blog is on classic RVs, I could see if they have something suitable by just typing an RV and see what it comes up with. Okay, so that didn't really give me anything I want. Let's try camping. Okay, and then, okay, so here's a theme here. So we could click preview and it shows us what our blog would look like if we were to put this in there. Okay, so this is the layout of it. Now we can install it just by clicking that, or we can close. So you can continue with your search like that. But let me show you how to install it. Let's just install it. And then you activate it right here. Now, we can go back and we can have a look at what our site looks like now. Okay, and this is now the format it's going to take. Now we can control what's over here using widgets, and we'll get to that in a little while. Now, if you're not satisfied with that, you can go back to the theme search again, or you can go into Google and search. Okay, and then you just type in your search here, so free WordPress, we'll say camping theme. See if we can find something appropriate here. Okay, here's camping free WordPress theme for you. See what we have here. Okay, and this has a theme preview here. Now, every different website you go to may have a different way that you have to access them and look at them. Okay, this one looks a little closer to what I want. So let's close that. And usually you'll see an install button on it as well, or a download button in this case. So what you want to do now is download the theme. And we'll just download it to our directory like before. Okay, and here it is here. So all we have to do now is upload it into WordPress. To do that, let's go back to our WordPress install, and we're going to click Install Themes. But this time, we're going to click Upload here. Okay, now we're going to browse for it on our computer. Okay, here it is. Now we're just going to directly upload the zip file. So we'll open and install. Now we'll activate. Now let's go look at our site now. And here it is. We now have a more appropriate looking theme for our site. Now we're going to get back into our theme layout in a later step. Okay, so that's how we change the theme. Now let's talk about plugins. Okay, now installing plugins is very simple with WordPress. They've integrated it all together for us. By the way, you can dismiss this message you get after you install or upgrade WordPress just by clicking here. And then you get a screen like this. It shows you how much content you have, so one post, one page, etc. And then you can go to screen options here, and you can turn any of these off that you don't want to know about. Okay, so we can turn off the recent, or let's turn off the WordPress blog, other WordPress news. And then when we close this, you'll see that that's disappeared. Okay. Now let's get back to plugins. If we go to plugins, and let's click on installed plugins first. It automatically comes installed with Akismet, which is an anti-spam plugin, and Hello Dolly. I don't really know why they include this. It's just a sample plugin. Just don't activate it and it'll just sit there. However, Akismet is an excellent anti-spam plugin. It'll pretty much eliminate all the spam from your blog. It's something I highly recommend that you activate. So what you do is click activate, and then you have to set some things up in here. You need your Akismet API key. So if you click on that, this is where you would enter it. Now, to get an Akismet API key, you have to go and get it from a different site. You'll see here, you can get one at akismet.com. So you can click on that and get an Akismet API key. Okay, so you need to pick from the appropriate one here. It's a personal account. So you would fill all this out, and then over here you can give them a donation, but if you don't want to, if you slide this over to 0, the payment option disappears. Okay, then you can fill this out and they'll send you an API key. So then you need to go back to your WordPress setup and then enter it in this box, and then you can just pick the appropriate options here, whether you want to delete the spam and show the number of comments, and then update your options. And it's going to look after pretty much every spam comment that somebody's going to try and put on your blog. Okay, so back to installed plugins. Now, this is where we can add plugins. You see up top here, it says add new. It's also on the left side here. They go to the same place. Let's go to add new. Now, there are a few plugins that I suggest you install right away. So if we go to popular over here, at the top, you'll want to activate and you'll want to install and activate the all-in-one SEO pack, and then you click activate plugin. Okay, and then there's some configuration here. What we'll do, well, let's go do it now. Doesn't really matter when we do it. Okay, so if we go down here, we can enable it. If you made a donation, you can click this box. Okay, and then you can give your title page for the home page here. So all about classic RVs. And then our description for our home page. These are for your meta tags, which are important for search engines. Okay, here's where you can put the keywords for your home page. So just put some keywords that you know you're going to want to rank for in the search engines in here. Okay, so down a little lower, you can leave these boxes checked. Now, for our post title formats, we have post title and a pipe and blog title. What we want to do is just get rid of the blog title out of here, and that's optional. If you want to leave it in, you can. So either way, I like to take it out. Okay, and then we can leave the rest of these alone down here. And that is all we need to do in here. So we will update our options. And we've now set up the On1 SEO pack. Let's go back to plugins and add new. And then back to popular. And we've already got Akismet done. We want to go down to Google XML Sitemaps. Install that. And activate. And then go back to add new again. Back to popular. And then we're going to put contact form 7. You should always have a contact form on your blog, and we'll activate that. Okay, let's go add some more. Now here we're going to look for custom meta. This is a custom login form, so you don't have to have all the WordPress built-ins on your login form. So we want to install that and activate. Okay, let's go back to add new again. Now what we want to do is hide the version of WordPress from visitors. Visitors look for exploits in WordPress by finding the information about the version. Okay, so we just type in hide WordPress version. Okay, here it is here. Install that and activate. Okay, so in my view, these are the most essential plugins that you need to put on your blog. You should put all of these on here. However, if you want to install more, you can install any plugins you want. One more that I highly suggest, and I put on all of mine, is a backup plugin. What it'll do is it'll back up all your data and it'll email it to you. So if your site ever gets hacked or you've lost your data, you can always recover it with the backup file. So let's go to add new, and we'll type in WordPress database backup and search. Okay, and then roll down until you see this wp-db-backup. Install this and activate. Okay, now just like I said, if you want to install more you can, but these are the ones you need for sure. Okay, now to finish our setup of our plugin parameters, we can go over to settings now, and you'll see here that here's the XML sitemap. We're actually not going to do anything with that just yet because it builds the sitemap after we make a post, and we haven't made any posts yet. So we're not going to do anything with that. Now, if we go to Tools, you'll see Backup has appeared here. So we're going to go into here. Now, these are the default WordPress tables, and it's going to automatically back those up for us. So if you want to do a one-time backup, you can click this right here. However, down here is what I like to use. I send once daily, and then email backup to, and then your email address is in here, and schedule the backup. Okay, so now WordPress will automatically send you your data file in your email. You'll get it every day. So long as your blog has had at least one visitor, then it will send it to you. Okay, let's go back to plugins. And let's go to look at our contact form. You'll see here it says settings. Click on that. Okay, and then we can just go put your mouse here and you can edit it. Now you're allowed to make as many contact forms as you like, and it has a general contact form format right in here right away, that you could use it as it is. All you have to do is copy this short code anywhere on your site, and the contact form is going to show up. Okay, and the form it has your name, and then they put in their name, email, subject, and your message. Down here is the email address, and then from, subject, and additional headers if you want file attachments, and use HTML content type. So if you want HTML mails to go instead of just text mails. Okay, mail to is just that you can send it to another email. Okay, and here's the text for the different messages that are used by the system. So you can change any of these to suit your needs. Okay, so we can just copy this right now. And then we're just going to put this into a notepad session just for safekeeping. And when we create our home page, we'll put that on there. Okay, let's go back to plugins, and I think we've got everything set up now, except the Google XML sitemap, which we're going to come back to when we get some content on here. Okay, so at this point we have our essential plugins installed. In the next video, we're going to go over setting up our categories, our posts, and our home page.